Welcome to Discover Greater Lansing. Whether you're exploring the rich history of the state capital or indulging in incredible local food, there's always something exciting happening here. Discover living. Discover mobility. Discover downtown. Discover giving back. Greater Lansing offers breathtaking activities and outdoor adventures, ensuring a perfect balance of city life and natural beauty. Discover the warmth. Discover the charm. Discover Greater Lansing. The journey begins now.
Hello and welcome back to another great edition of Discover Greater Lansing. Today we're just going to have fun in the sun with our very own Lansing Park Director, Britt. Welcome back to our show.
Good to be back.
We're going to tell us all the great things we can do during the best time of year in our city and our region with Parks and Rec, right?
Yes.
And I know you were interested in what the community had to say and conducted a survey. Tell us a little bit what the reasoning was behind that and what you found out or what you hope to do in your next steps.
So the call was for a community center survey. And it was really to look at what our current needs are. You know, our community centers were all Foster, for instance, was built in 1917. Our other community centers were really built in the 1970s. And as we know, things have changed since then in terms of recreational needs and what that means to people in the community. So we're looking to see, you know, what do our community centers do now and what can they do better in the future in terms of facilities. And so we had a lot of responses for that. Well over 400 surveys came back from people. So taking a look at those surveys and talking about what can a new community center be, how would the funding for that work, what amenities would that have? Those are all things we're looking at now to see what that would look like for the future in terms of the needs of our community centers for the needs of our residents.
That's great because times they do change. And while we like to preserve a lot of that history, sometimes the updates need to be made just to enhance everybody's life. And that's what I love best about what you do. And I know you look through a different lens than most of us. We think of parks as, that's our, when we can exhale and breathe and enjoy. You look at them like, what can we do to really meet the needs in not only now, but into the future? And I know you have a lot on your plate. Can you talk about some other projects that might be planned?
So we're opening Morris Park Pool this summer, and that was a big thing for the community. You know, a pool that has been there since 1922. You know, so we're looking at over 100-year-old structure, and we were able to maintain that for a long time. And then it needed a major overhaul and a rehab, and we were able to get that done with money from the state of Michigan on that. So we're really excited to bring that back online. That'll be our second outdoor pool again, one at Hunter Park and then also at Morris Park Pool, and really looking to celebrate our history there and also to bring that back for individuals that maybe have never been to Morris Park Pool, and to be able to experience that, just that opportunity to have that fellowship with people, to be able to learn how to swim, to be able to cool down in those hot summer months. You know, all those things. People may not be able to make it to Lake Michigan, for instance, or they may do that once out of the summer. And what else can they do right here in the Lansing area for free? And that is to get to your Lansing, City of Lansing pools.
Absolutely. I have such great memories of my daughter. When she was a little girl, we lived in the Morris Park neighborhood, of just floating in the trees above you and the river. What a wonderful, I want to give you and everybody else involved a standing ovation for that restoration. And there was a moment when we thought we weren't going to be able to save it, but the stars aligned, and now this summer it's going to just be such a wonderful experience. And if you haven't been there, you have to get out and enjoy this historic city pool. You have some other projects, some basketball.
We do, Yes. We're looking to add 4 courts of basketball at Marshall Park, and we know that basketball is very popular with our youth and even with adults as well. To be able to experience that in that outdoor setting. To have 4 courts combined, you know, we really don't have a complex like that. We have 1 court here, 1 court there. And then the other thing would be, even when we did have those courts in our parks, a lot of times they're not visible. and the corner of Saginaw and Marshall being Marshall Park there, very visible. So I think you will see league play take place there. You will see lessons taking place there in terms of camp. And then you'll also see free play that is taking place there. Similar to what we've experienced with the Beacon Fields, where you have drop-in play. And we have really seen a resurgence of that in soccer, which is a universal sport, and basketball is a universal sport as well. And for people to be able to connect that way at the park, we have the parking right there with the restrooms. We have beach volleyball. We have the baseball going on right there. So we're looking forward to this addition of the basketball courts there. I think people will be very excited about that because of the color that they will bring in terms of what we put on the surface and the opportunity to actually expand on that in the future. But just to go out, play the game of basketball, and again, engage in that fellowship with other people.
Right. Park the screen and get out there. And this is great for our youth. And even some of us not so youthful. I used to play basketball in the day, and to just have these courts available for every generation to enjoy. So we have pools, we have basketball, and we have some paving going on, right?
We do. So it's important for us to make sure, and one of those projects will be at Fenner Nature Center. And just making sure that people are able to get in there and park safely. You know, we want that experience when you first come into the park to be one where you're able to drive in, you're able to park, and then get out and enjoy yourself. And if you're dodging potholes, or if you're riding on your bike in there off the Lansing River Trail into the parking lot, you know, we want that experience for folks, whether they're coming out and dropping off their campers or just staying there for a walk in the park. You got to be able to have a good parking lot. And that's something, again, you don't think of really with parks, because you want it to be that, especially at a nature center, you're really focused on getting out into nature. But we have to have that experience where you get in and enjoy your coming into it versus dodging potholes and elevating your levels that you do not want to elevate in terms of anger before you get out in that park.
Absolutely. Us Michiganders know a lot about those potholes, so we don't want them when we're going to enjoy ourselves. So kudos for all that exciting new stuff that's coming, enhancements, and what a great season to be in the greater Lansing area. And speaking of, school's out for the summer, and for a while, I didn't even know about these great summer camps. And now I don't have a child young enough, but I do have a granddaughter young enough. So can you share a little bit about the summer camps?
So our camps are at our community centers. And we run 8 weeks of camp. They run around a theme as well. So there are registrations that take place all the way through August here for summer camp. And as you said before about the memories that you have, and that's really, you know, when you're not in school, when you're not at work, these are some of the times where you're just able to enjoy recreation, whether that be a field trip, whether that be games, sports, arts and crafts, special events. Those all take place at our community centers with our summer camp program. And so we're very thankful for those that volunteer with it. And that's often our teens that we're looking for them to become camp leaders as well in the future. So it's really a very well-rounded program as far as being able to have people that are there to paid to teach, some that are there as volunteers, and then also the participants as well. Again, making memories to last a lifetime is really what we look to do in these camps.
That sounds wonderful. What a great experience and a great offering that the city, you know, for parents that aren't home and they don't want their kids just behind the screens again. They get out, they have fun, and each week is and you can come for 1 week or all summer, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So to fit anybody's schedule over that summer. And now one of my favorite things I love to talk about and do are the summer concert series. Grab a blanket, maybe a picnic, a dinner, and head out to our parks. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with the summer concerts.
Yeah, the summer concerts, really the model there is just a variety of concert in terms of genres. You know, we're not going to have one style of music. So a variety of music in a variety of parks. And we're able to do that with the Showmobile and be able to travel to the different parks that we have. We have 111 parks.
Wow.
We don't have 111 concerts, but we get out to as many concert venues as we can around the area in all 4 wards of the city. This year, I think, will be very exciting because we're going to be going to the Fish Ladder Music Park as well. And that came online at the end of last year. That has opened up. You know, we have swings overlooking the river there, right by the North Lansing Dam, the connection to Old Town, the art that is up there on the Fish Ladder. So it really did a good job of blending the historical features that have always been there and enhancing those in terms of putting the seating in the bowl there and enhancing the lighting that is down there, the connection to the river trail. So expect to see many concerts up there this year. We will have one there as part of the Concerts in the Park series. But if you haven't been to Fish Ladder Music Park, you want to get up there.
Absolutely. And who doesn't love Old Town? And now another asset to add to that beautiful area of our city. Speaking of beautiful areas of our city, the Lansing Shuffle. Things are shuffling around there.
Yeah.
So what's happening? And can you tell us a little bit what the thinking is behind it?
Yeah, so in August on the 4th, there will be, at the primary, there will be a ballot initiative which is for the sale of the Lansing Shuffle. And so, which is really the old city market, and the folks for the Lansing Shuffle are looking to purchase that. So we're putting that on the ballot and asking voters to decide, because that is parkland there. And anytime that we are going for a sale of parkland, it has to go before a vote of the people. And so we want people to go to the website to be as informed as possible about what that decision would mean for them, for the city, and to get out and cast their vote.
Right. So, you know, you heard it there. Get information and use your voice at the voting booth, and we'll see how that all shuffles out then.
Absolutely.
And speaking of shuffling over to the parks, a lot of, playgrounds, oftentimes families love to take the little ones and they run off and they just enjoy the heck out of the playgrounds. I know you have some things planned in the playground area, so why don't we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we'll be doing some renovations once again to our playgrounds, and we have a list of those. We want to make sure that people are getting out to the parks. I think the most popular is the Play Michigan playground. And being a universally accessible playground with a poured-in-place surface. If folks haven't been there, we want them to get there. We just did renovations, for instance, also at Ferris Park. Okay. When you talk about things that you haven't done in a while, I personally was on the hammock swing there. Just an opportunity on a day where you get out. Get on the swing if you haven't done it. It's not just for kids.
Yeah.
It's for adults as well. And to be able to do those things that you haven't done in a while, it really does renew the mind, renew the body as well. And just those experiences that you haven't done for a while, and get out and just get on a swing. You don't have to have kids to be able to do that and to be able to enjoy that and to be able to experience that. The playgrounds obviously are designed for 5 to 12, but we want individuals of all ages just to come to the park, enjoy those playgrounds that we have out there.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I can just picture it now. You know, we have to cut ourselves off from the screen, right, too, and get out there and swing our worries away. So I love that. So if you see me out there swinging away, you might have to kick me off after a couple hours. So those are great updates, and all of this isn't done but on your own. And so there are some good job opportunities in the parks department. And can you talk about that variety of jobs and what people may?
Yeah, our biggest need is lifeguards. And that goes all year, is people being able to teach how to swim, but then also guarding for our outdoor pools and our indoor pools as well. So lifeguarding is very important to us, but then when we get into the sports as far as officiating, sports, whether that be basketball or baseball or soccer, looking for those positions as well. And then there's our after school and summer camp leaders, being able to lead kids in recreation, teach them the games, the sports, the arts and crafts, take them on field trips. And then there's work in the parks that take place or in our community centers as a building supervisor, etc. So yes, we are always looking for folks that have a passion for parks and recreation and can be able to use that as employment.
That's wonderful, and great opportunities for a variety of ages, from
Exactly.
young coaches, and you don't have to be a professional to coach especially the little ones.
Correct.
And all the way up to our older Lansinites, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You've got time. You've got places to help them bring out the best for everyone. So that's wonderful. Yeah. I just have to say, you just kind of glossed over it. 111 parks. Yeah. That's a lot of parks.
It is. It is.
And I don't think many of us realize that. And that is what's so important. And we talk about, living and working, but that play piece is what we need it as human beings, and then it attracts people to our community. So the work you do, you and your team, is amazing, and how there's everywhere you turn, there's refreshed parks, and now we've got Morris Park pool opening. There's just so many great things. Any big things way out on the horizon as we wrap up?
We're looking to expand the river trail in South Lansing. That's a big thing for us. That is actually added on another 33 acres, a new park down there as well. So yeah, we are looking to expand our Lansing River Trail system to be able to connect with our residents in Southwest Lansing. But Lansing is very blessed by the number of parks that we have, the acres that we have, and the support that we have had from our residents of that.
Awesome. Just awesome, Brett. Thank you so much for being here today and for all you do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Julie Thomasma, CEO at Child and Family Charities, and today with me I have Michelle Lance, who is the CEO of the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Yes. And there's so much going on right now as it relates to food and reaching our community. So can you just tell our viewers, how does the food bank get food out to the community?
Mm-hmm. Sure,
how
be
does it
happy
work?
to. Yeah, exactly. So the food bank actually serves as a hub for a 7-county region. Mm-hmm. So if you think of us like a warehouse and distribution center, we have 300 plus partners all throughout those 7 counties, like Child and Family Charities, pantries, churches, schools, even community gardens, where we distribute food out to them, and then they distribute food to the neighbors who are in need. So we're really like if you think of a retail and a warehouse or distribution center model, we're that warehouse.
So you distribute some of the food, but then you're also working with all these partners in the community. Tell us some examples of how that works.
Yes. So one of the primary ways we get food out is through mobile food distributions. And we work with partners in like a church or a big parking lot, could be a community center. And they are helping to volunteer to distribute the food out to the public.
Great. Well, right now there's a lot of people that want to help. So what's the best way that someone can get involved?
Yeah, food insecurity really is on the rise right now. So if people can go to our website, there's a volunteer section. Donations are always welcome, and food drives is the third way you can give.
Well, and Child and Family Charities also has our Family Growth and Resource Center. So we're always accepting donations as well, because we purchase the food from the food bank. So we're all working together to make sure that we're meeting the needs. Thank you for being here, Michelle.
Thank you for having me.
Well, welcome to Discover Greater Lansing. I am Mickey O'Neill, and today I have with me Monique Calizzi, who is our Career Readiness Coordinator at Wilson Talent Center. Welcome.
Thank you, Mickey.
All right, well, can you talk a little bit to the audience about the Wilson Talent Center's Boss Mode Boot Camp? Sounds kind of cool to me.
Sure.
And share what it's about and how it impacts students?
Absolutely.
Okay,
so
great.
Boss Mode Boot Camp is a series of mini seminars and activities that are geared towards students at Wilson Talent Center, revolving around topics that help them to become more marketable. Okay. Topics such as professionalism and leadership, positive first impressions, landing an interview, writing their own story, being accountable, responsible, and setting excellence as a standard, as well as mental health awareness. think BOSMO Boot Camp affects 3 entities: students, because we're helping to prepare them for the workforce. It affects our building because it allows us to reach over 900 students across 20 programs. And then the community, because they're the ones facilitating the events.
Okay, wonderful. So this boot camp is really getting kids prepared
Absolutely.
for life after high school
Absolutely.
and careers. That's fantastic. All right, can you talk a little bit about how this helps keep our kids here in our community?
Sure. I think through involving the community in both the public and private sectors, students are able to network with, learn from, be inspired by, and hopefully ready to work alongside and maybe start a business right here in the greater Lansing area.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'm Ann, and I'm here today with Dr. Shoyinka from the Ingham County Health Department. Dr. Shoyinka, can you tell me what role the health department plays in our community?
Thank you for asking that question, and thank you for being here. The health department does a lot of things. Our role primarily is to protect and promote the health of Ingham County residents. And what that means is that we do a lot of things. We track infectious diseases, we inspect restaurants, we provide vaccinations where needed. We do multiple things in that space. We prepare for emergencies too. And as a result, we are able to cover and make sure that every Ingham County resident is healthy.
How is public health different from individual medical care?
So when you think about public health, that means the health of the population, right? But when you think about medical care, that means the health that a provider, a doctor gives to an individual one-on-one. So at the health department, we are concerned with the health of the entire community. So when you think about something like a vaccination, for example, when everybody is vaccinated, we're able to reduce the impact of vaccine preventable diseases within the community, making sure that our community is healthy.
What are our top priorities right now?
At the health department, one of the things we're most concerned about is making sure that everybody has access to healthcare, primary healthcare, and also making sure that behavioral health is also available, because those are some of the things that are limited in our communities in general.
Thank you so much for joining us today and providing this great information about the Ingham County Health Department.
My pleasure.
For more information, you can go to health.ingham.org.
Hi, I'm Karen Way with eXp Realty. I'm here with Brian from Clear Modern Mortgage. We're going to talk a little bit about new builds this morning, and we're going to switch it up. Brian's actually going to ask me a question, right?
Yes, that's correct. The main question I have, or that I'm getting from my clients and from other people, is how am I going to find a house? There's such a tremendous lack of inventory, and how does that play into somebody building a house or a new build or new construction?
Super good question, and I'll tell you what we are having conversations with our buyers right now is, rather than waiting for the perfect home to buy, let's build the perfect home. People look at a new build and they say that needs to be my forever home, and so we are not doing that. We're talking to them about positioning that new build to be something that they enjoy for 7 or 8 years, which is probably where they were going to stay time-wise with the home that they purchased with us. So they can enjoy a brand new built, and maybe it turns into their forever home. But in the meantime, they're still enjoying equity and building that quiet savings account in their home. And in regards to that, Brian, let's talk for just a quick second. What is the one thing that a buyer needs to kind of shift their mindset on when they talk to you about financing a new build?
Well, when they finance a new build, yes, you really have to take a look at what's my credit scores.
Okay.
It's typically a little higher credit score restrictions, or that's needed in order to that.
Okay, good.
And typically maybe the down payment is slightly more as well on a new build.
Okay, great. So what I am encouraging everyone to do is, as you are purchasing or looking to purchase, look at those new builds as well as your existing homes out there.
Hello, my name is Genesis Lodise with Lansing Economic Area Partnership, or LEAP. Today I am joined by Jennifer Roberts, the DDA coordinator at City of DeWitt. Jennifer, welcome on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So the new DeWitt Farmers Market is already generating buzz. Tell us what makes this such an important update and how the Community Enhancement Grant played a part in that.
The Community Enhancement Grant played a huge part in it because thanks to them, we are now able to create an infrastructure that's going to design a space for us that's going to be safe for our vendors and guests, on top of being able to get us out of the streets where we currently host our market and open up our roads for our businesses to generate business for them.
Fantastic. I was recently in downtown DeWitt. It is so cute, I gotta say, and it's got everything: ice cream, coffee shops, places to dine. It's just a joy to be in. What's got you really excited about downtown DeWitt right now?
The best part about our downtown is our business owners, that they, on top of what the DDA does, our businesses come up with a lot of great events between pop-up market shops within their stores or street festivals for everyone to enjoy. They really just do a great job of making sure our community is one that people want to return to every time.
If there's one event coming up this summer that somebody visiting DeWitt should know about, what's that event?
Our biggest event is our Downtown DeWitt Axe Roast, and this year it's the 80th anniversary, and so they have a lot of great things planned that no one's going to want to miss.
Fantastic. Jennifer, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
CATA's Regional Mobility Solutions makes a difference in our community. Hear what riders and community leaders have to say about the value CATA delivers to the capital city area.
My name is Fonda Brewer, and I am a Delta Township trustee. And I have been in the Delta Township area for 20 some odd years. I can recall going to a restaurant and having dinner with my mom before she passed away, and there was this gentleman there who I just happened to say hello to because he tapped me and said, "Today's my birthday." And so I said, "Okay." And I said, "Great, you know, and how are you spending your day?" And what he shared with me is that he takes 2 CATA buses every day. And he transfers from downtown Lansing out here to Delta Township, and he would come here every day for lunch so that he could get the ice cream. So he inspired me so much and reminded me, this is why I serve, because I can meet people like him who could go anywhere and could get there any way he knew how, but he uses CATA. Every single day for over 20 years, he does this daily. I hear from constituents all the time about what CATA is doing, especially like in my area with E-Tran and how it's partnering and offering expanded services. That's just huge for people here. There are people here that don't have a car. Creating more mobility options for people. That's what it's all about. Because CATA is about family and people and movement, not about lines and borders.
Wow, what another great show and another reason to discover Greater Lansing. So many wonderful things happening in our great, great community. From living, working, and playing, we've got it right here in Greater Lansing. Thanks for joining us.